Hi everybody, you are going to read this article from News Ella. It is called Passenger Pigeons Have Died Out, but Scientists May Try to Make New Ones. I'm going to read the article. You can read it in your head as I am reading out loud. I will stop every once in a while and clarify some ideas and some words, and also tell you a point where you can find something to summarize, because at the end of this article you're going to have to summarize it in only 3 sentences. So I will help you do that. Okay? So here's the photo, and the caption right here at the bottom. It says this photo shows Martha. Here's Martha, who is an extinct passenger pigeon. So this pigeon right here is not actually alive. This pigeon is stuffed in a museum. It is at the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. So let's start reading. 100 years ago, the last passenger pigeon died. Her name was Martha, and she lived alone in a cage in the Cincinnati Zoo. There used to be more than 3 billion passenger pigeons in the world. After Martha died, there were 0. Passenger pigeons had gone extinct. There were no more of that species, that kind of animal. So I'm going to stop here. Now, a passenger pigeon is just a certain kind of pigeon. It is this kind of pigeon right here, and its name is a passenger pigeon. Let's keep reading. There have been no passenger pigeons since 1914. Maybe that can change now. Some scientists are trying to bring back the passenger pigeon. The bodies of dead animals still hold something called DNA, even if the animals have been dead for a long time. DNA is a set of instructions on how to make a particular animal. DNA forms genes, which control how an animal is made. Will it have wings or arms, blue feathers or red hair, or brown fur? I'm going to stop. Now we know about this. We learned all about DNA in our last unit. We know that DNA is the blueprint for how we are made, how animals are made. So we can find DNA in even animals that have died. Let's keep reading. Here's a new section, something called de-extinction. Now extinction we know means that something is no longer living. There is not even one single animal of that species that is living. So if it's de-extinction, it tells us that de means to undo it. So I'm just telling me that we're going to bring something back from extinction. Let's read. If an animal's genes could be recreated, maybe a long-lost species could be brought back to life. That's the idea behind something called de-extinction. It works like this. Take DNA information from an extinct animal like Martha. Combine it with the DNA from a closely related species like another type of pigeon. Then, try to grow a baby bird in an egg from the living pigeon. If all goes well, a copy of the long-lost Martha could hatch. One new bird would lead to another and another, and one day large flocks of passenger pigeons might be seen flying in the skies. Ben Novak is a scientist working on de-extinction, bringing back lost animal species. His goal is to bring back the passenger pigeon. Novak is studying genes taken from dead passenger pigeons. At the same time, he is studying the genes of a related bird, the band-tailed pigeon. Okay, next section. Sequencing a genome. So far, 32 passenger pigeon samples have been studied. These birds have had their genomes sequenced. A genome is the complete set of genes found in a certain animal. Sequencing means figuring out the order. So sequence is what order of the genome's parts. Sequencing the genome allows scientists to figure out which genes make a passenger pigeon a passenger pigeon. The samples Novak is studying will also help him figure out something else: how the bird lived in the wild. Understanding that will help him decide if a restored passenger pigeon would do well in today's woods. What Novak has learned so far is encouraging. Nothing is telling him to turn back now and not bring the passenger pigeon back. If the de-extinction works, there would still be one remaining challenge: teaching the new birds how to be passenger pigeons. Doing that could be very difficult. The new birds would be part band-tailed pigeon. They would have no passenger pigeon parents to teach them. It would be up to humans to show them what to do. Still, if everything goes well, Martha may no longer be the last of her kind. 10 years from now, passenger pigeons could be flapping around once again. Now, you have some questions to answer, like what is the title of our article? You can find that obviously right here at the top. Who wrote the article? That would be right here, Scientific American. And then you're also supposed to answer a couple other questions like who's the main character? I hope you know who that is. And then you need to summarize it. I would summarize, find one main thing you learned from this section right here. That could be one sentence. Then read this section right here, something called de-extinction. Find one most important detail you learned from this section right here, and that's your second sentence. Go down to our last section, sequencing a genome. Find one most important thing you learned from this section, and that is your third sentence. Okay? Get to work. Good luck.